please. Let's get into today's video. We've got some tea about Dragula. If you don't know what Dragula is, well, it's a drag competition show like Drag Race, but it's like the cool goth cousin. It's, to me, a much more interesting, more exciting version of something like Drag Race, but only Dragula is something that is a lot more inclusive with the casting, which we love to see, and also it's just something that I prefer because it's a more alternative style of drag, hence me looking a little bit more witchy than usual tonight. I mean, you guys know I love the weird makeup and funky wigs and all of that anyway, but let's get into this one. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? Happy Friday. We've made it to the weekend and we've got some tea about Dragula. Now, Dragula has just announced the cast for season 4 of their show. Dragula, if you know me, you know I love the show. I think it is far superior to RuPaul's Drag Race. That's just my personal opinion. However, there is going to be a Drag Race contestant, former Drag Race contestant Jade Jolie, appearing on season 4 of Dragula. There's a little bit of tea about Jade Jolie in the past, featuring in some porn where they were playing a Nazi. This old article published in The Sword claims that Jade Jolie wasn't just a bareback gay porn star, but that she was also a Nazi bareback porn star. The article also featured pictures of Jade acting in this porn, which was sent in to this publication by the director of the porn, which is kind of shady in my opinion. Everyone at some point in their lives has done things that they're not proud of. I really don't see this as something that you can kind of cancel Jade Jolie over personally. Things happen when you're younger, and Jade Jolie took to social media on her Twitter and apologised for it. Jade wrote, "I'm so thankful for the love and support I've received today. I'm also thankful for the comments I've received holding me accountable for my previous actions. When I was in my younger youth, I was down on my luck financially and did adult film work to survive. During one of the shoots I was involved in, I was asked to portray a Nazi soldier in a scene. Against my better judgment, and with an abusive partner pushing me to say yes, I chose to participate, and I have felt shame and regret for that decision every day. My shame has also prevented me from speaking about my decision and making an apology. I realise now that avoiding this is only more damaging to the Jewish community and the people who've been hurt by this. I take full accountability for my choices and understand that what I did was wrong, regardless of the circumstances. I do not support anti-Semitism, racism or bigotry in any way, and I apologise sincerely to anyone I've hurt. I hope moving forward I'm able to show you that I'm not someone who's above taking accountability for the things that I may be ashamed of." Honestly, my view, I think this is understandable. Yes, okay, obviously the Jewish community probably will have been hurt by it. If they found out about Jade Jolie doing this, they probably would have been angry, a little bit hurt, offended. Yeah, of course. But I think it's really big of Jade to come forward, put out a statement, taking accountability. I think that is a really smart move and also shows that Jade has a heart. The part in Jade's statement about having an abusive ex as well, that also checks out, because underneath that article in The Sword, there was a comment talking about Jade's overbearing partner. So it's clear that at the time, Jade was maybe not in a good relationship as well. And as Jade said, they're down on their luck, everything. It's understandable that you do what you got to do in times like that. Honestly, I'm really happy to see Jade Jolie coming back in this kind of new incarnation. I'm really excited to see what she's going to bring to the Dragula experience. I am really looking forward to it. I'm a huge fan of the Dragula show. So for me, I am so excited about all of this. However, that wasn't the only kind of drama and tea that there was surrounding the Dragula season 4 cast being revealed. There was also some stuff with a performer called Bitter Betty, who is also known as Sarah Andrews, someone who is very well known, a trans woman who's very well known for performing in drag 23 odd year career, well, Bitter Betty has come out and been a little bit kind of transphobic, it seems. Well, a lot of people are saying it's transphobic because Bitter Betty made some statements about non-binary people regarding the abortion laws in Texas. When talking about the new abortion laws in Texas, some people are saying it's all about women, it's women's right to have an abortion, to make that choice. People are getting a little bit kind of frustrated with the term women being used instead of just saying people, because of course it's not only women who need the right to get abortions, it's also non-binary people and trans men. Now I realise that this is a very touchy, sensitive topic for a lot of people, but a lot of people get offended by it because, of course, trans men, non-binary people, me being non-binary myself, I do understand people's frustrations about it, but Sarah Andrews, Bitter Betty, is a transsexual woman, and she's saying, look, it's science, there's nothing wrong with saying women. But the problem is, of course, if you just say women, you are then excluding trans men, non-binary people who get pregnant by mistake, on accident, or God forbid, something awful happens to them and they need to get an abortion. So you're excluding all of those people if you just simply mention women when talking about the right to get an abortion. In a little series of tweets, Bitter Betty has been saying things like, oh, it's not invalidating you if we call you biological women. Now, if you call a trans man or non-binary person biological women, yeah, for sure, they're going to get fucking offended about it. In a response to Bitter Betty, Francine Blonde said, why do you care so much about science over the feelings of trans non-binary individuals? No one is saying you can't identify with what you prefer, because Bitter Betty was calling themselves a biological man because they are a transsexual woman. But that doesn't give you the right to demand that everyone else think the same. Well, girls, there you go. What do you think about all that? I mean, the Jade Jolie thing with the porn, I'm a little bit like, it's just kind of very awkward for Jade now to have that being brought back up. But at the same time, I'm sitting here just like, well, do you know what? This is when I don't really like cancel culture. Cancel culture, it's a lot of the time, it's people like, oh yeah, let's dig up something shitty from your past, and then we're going to rant and rave at you for it. We're going to cancel you. We're going to drag you all across social media, and we're going to destroy you because you did that one really bad thing. To me, a lot of the time, that is what cancel culture feels like. Honestly, the Jade Jolie thing, I'm like, give Jade a break. Jade has apologised for it, taken accountability with that statement and everything. If that's not good enough for some people, then I don't know what to tell them. But was it bad what Jade did? Yeah, it was bad, but at the same time, it was a means to an end. Sex work is work, period. I don't care what anyone says, right? Sex work is work. So Jade at the time was doing what she had to do to survive, right? That's the way I see it, and I'm not going to change my opinion on that. I mean, let me know what you guys think, but I really don't see an issue with it. It's just unfortunate for Jade that people on social media were bringing that article back up. I feel really sorry for Jade, really, honestly. But we're going to move on, because the Bitter Betty Sarah Andrews thing. Sarah Andrews been performing in drag for 23 years. So you would think that Sarah Andrews would know better than to discriminate against non-binary people by saying, oh, we're not going to include you when we talk about abortions and the new Texas abortion law. I just think it sucks. It's just one of those things where it's like, it's trans fighting trans. To me, that's what it seems like. It's very much like, here's Sarah Andrews, Bitter Betty, who she identifies as a transsexual woman. And then she's telling people who are non-binary and trans men, oh, well, you can't be included in this discussion about the Texas abortion law, but I'll include you calling you biological women. Trans men don't want to be called biological women. Non-binary people don't want to be called biological women. You know, it's just a basic respect thing. You know, I thought we were past this. Like, it's 2021. Why are we still not at the stage where we can just respect people's pronouns? You know, respect what people ask you to call them. Like, okay, you know, if someone does a Trisha Paytas and says, oh, I identify as a chicken nugget. Yeah, okay, that's fucking stupid. Yeah, you know, ignore that. But they, them, non-binary, trans man, these are identities that are completely valid and accepted by a lot of people nowadays, you know, so it should be accepted within the queer community, especially the trans community, you know, it should be accepted. But then you've got trans people like Blair White, who are more right-wing, who would also agree with what Bitter Betty said. Oh, you know, it just, this stuff just pisses me off, because it's just frustrating, you know, to think that people in our own community don't want to see us as valid, or they say, oh, it's not invalidating you if we call you a biological woman. If you call a trans man a biological woman, yeah, it is fucking invalidating. Men bleed too. Sorry about it. But all that aside, oh my fucking god, I am really excited for Dragula. I looked at the cast, I watched the little video of the season 4 cast reveal, and oh my fucking god, I'm so excited because they've got Sigourney Beaver on the cast. Now, Sigourney Beaver is a bio queen, more in the sort of burlesque vein really, but I love it. I have been actually following Sigourney Beaver on IG for years, so I immediately recognised Sigourney Beaver from the cast, and I was like, fuck yes. So it's cool, you know, I'm really, really excited. Formaldehyde as well. There is, fuck me, the looks. Check it out. Seriously, the whole cast of season 4 Dragula looks fucking insane. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what challenges they throw at them this time as well. I remember like season 2 with Bitch Pudding, Abora. One of my favourite things was the Thunderdome that they did, where they literally had like the drags suspended on like bungee ropes almost, and then they were going in and whacking each other with big like kind of, I guess, foam baseball bats, and it was amazing. It was incredible, and they had like a whole crowd in there and everything. So fucking cool. This is why I like Dragula a lot more than Drag Race. Just personal opinion, you know, Drag Race, it's okay for what it is, but me personally, I like the punk rock edge, I guess, to Dragula. To me, it's more like the roots of what drag is, you know. Pride was a protest, you know. Drag, to me, it is a little bit primal, you know. Not that I'm anyone to judge drag or whatever, but, you know, the kind of drag that I like is the more punky, primal kind of drag. So when I see Dragula and the kind of, you know, the, what do you call it, the challenges that they're doing every week, I'm like, fuck, yes, you know, this is what Drag Race should have been. But honestly, fuck Drag Race, because we've got Dragula and I am fucking here for it. Love it. I'm just so excited. I am, ooh, knocked my mirror over. I am such a fucking fan of this show. It is my favourite show on TV actually, because it just gives me everything I want. You know, drag, horror, filth, glamour. I'm like, yeah, give it to me. Give it to me, baby. I want it. But I'm a little bit crushed because I don't know how I'm going to watch it here in the UK. It's going to be on a channel called Shudder, which I've actually never heard of. I'm like, damn, I really just hope it comes to Netflix. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop this video right here. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Let me know what you think about the little drag drama tonight. Love you guys. Take care. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.